Hey, what's going on YouTube? Josh Tedder here from 6 Months Later, and this video is going to be a little bit different because we're going on 2 road trips with the Tesla Model 3. The first one, which I'm about to go on right now, is a road trip from Raleigh, North Carolina to Washington, D.C. And then the second road trip will be Raleigh, North Carolina to Ocean Isle Beach. Here we go.
Suck on my electrons, Diesel.
You crashed your car.
Oh, Right off the bat, one of the things that impressed me the most about taking a road trip in a Tesla is the fantastic maps and navigation on the Model 3. It has the best navigation system I have ever used in a car. It's snappy, it automatically routes you based on current traffic, and it'll automatically route you to a supercharger as well if you need to stop before you get to your destination to give your car a little bit of juice.
We have made it to our first and only supercharging spot on this journey here. So we've got 154 miles of charge left. We're gonna plug it in here and then go to lunch, and by the time we get back here from lunch, we're gonna have a full charge. So we'll take a look at the charge rate in a second and just see how supercharging works with the Tesla Model 3.
The first thing I learned on my Tesla Model 3 road trip was that I needed to make sure that I backed up my Model 3 all the way to the supercharger so the charging cable could actually reach the car.
All right, so supercharging with the Tesla is super easy. All you do is take the charger from the supercharger, hit the button like you normally do on the charger, and then plug it in. So we've gone ahead, plugged it in. We've got the green flash there, which means we're good to go. We're charging. I've already hooked the credit card account to my Tesla account. So all you have to do is plug it in and leave, and it'll just charge the car for you, which is awesome. So, all right, as you can see here, we have plugged in the car and we have 1 hour to go. We've got 159 miles now of charge. We've got a charge rate of 346 miles an hour, still continuing to go up. So awesome.
The supercharging experience for Teslas is something that a lot of non-owners are very curious about. We're so conditioned with internal combustion engine cars that on a road trip, we only expect to stop for about 5 to 10 minutes to refuel a car, and then we're on our way unless we're stopping for something longer like a meal. Now, on both of my road trips in this video, I actually timed the supercharging stop to when I needed to either eat lunch or dinner, so it didn't really cause me to take more time on my road trip than I would have if I was driving a internal combustion engine. Now, if you're curious to see how much it actually costs to supercharge the car, you can always check online in your My Tesla account.
All right, well, we've just about wrapped up our supercharging here. It's been 40 minutes. We had a great lunch, came back, and this car is right now at 300 miles of range. So we got about 150 miles in 30 to 40 minutes, and that's considering that we're actually sharing charge with the Model S over here to the right of the car. And typically in superchargers, if you park next to another Tesla and you're both charging, typically what Tesla does is they pair 2 of these chargers together, so your charge rate does drop slightly, but we haven't really noticed that on this car at all. So we're gonna go ahead and get down to the beach before we get rained on or a tornado comes. So we'll see you guys later.
One of the other things that you really notice when taking a Tesla Model 3 on a long road trip is how quiet this car really is. All you hear is wind, tire noise, and then rain or any other ambient noises you typically hear on the highway. There's no engine noise. It's just you on the road, and this sounds weird, but it almost feels like you're flying when you drive this car. It really does. I mean, that giant screen in front of you feels like the instrument panel like you have in a plane. The live traffic is almost similar to what pilots have on a plane when looking at radar. Where are the areas that we need to avoid flying to? Very similar to the Model 3, where all of that screen real estate allows you to see a vast swath of road in front of you in order for you to determine whether or not you need to avoid certain routes. Now, the car will automatically route you to your destination based on current live traffic, which is great for road trips. But even if you're taking this car out and you're not using the navigation, having that screen real estate there really comes in handy. You can see if there's an unexpected slowdown in front of you, even if you didn't have the navigation on. Now, the only issue I ran into on my road trip, and it wasn't anything to do with charging, it was actually the windshield wipers. On both road trips, the windshield wipers were set to auto, and they were fine for most of the time, but on occasion, the wipers would just sort of stutter weirdly. It almost seemed like they weren't being given enough power by the algorithm figuring out how fast to move the wiper blade based on how much precipitation the autopilot camera is seen, and that's how the auto wipers actually work. When you set the wipers to the more manual modes, you don't see that stuttering effect at all. So it's kind of a weird experience. Hopefully Tesla will fix that in future software updates, but that was honestly the only issue I ran into. Everything else was really easy with the Model 3. I love how the navigation, it tells you what lane you're supposed to be in. If you're coming up to a split in the road where the highway splits onto two different parts, it'll highlight which part you're supposed to stay on. And I also love how when you tap on the supercharger location, it will let you know how many Teslas are currently charging there, how many stalls are currently available for you to charge in, and it also shows you the amenities that are in that supercharger location. Now, I'm sure some of you out there watching are wondering why I haven't mentioned autopilot yet, and the truth is, I do not have the autopilot convenience features enabled on my Tesla. Tesla currently is starting to roll out a free trial of autopilot. So once I get that free trial, I will definitely make another video specific to autopilot on road trips. All in all, doing a road trip with a Model 3 is a fantastic experience. The maps and navigation make going anywhere just a breeze. And of course, one of the best things about doing a road trip in the Model 3 is its interior design. The seats are comfortable. There's hardly any noise at all in the cabin. All you hear is wind noise and tire noise, and then maybe occasionally some rain. The Model 3 also has a ton of storage space. The Model 3 has a frunk. It's got a pretty deep trunk. The back seats fold down 60/40, and you have a really deep well within the trunk, giving you a ton of storage space to put all of your luggage and belongings for a long road trip. And if you time your supercharging stops right around a meal, you're not going to lose any time at all charging the car on your trip. Thanks so much for watching this video. If you like this video, definitely give us a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel to see more Tesla videos like this one. For 6 months later, I'm Josh Tedder, and thanks for coming along with us on our Tesla Model 3 road trip.